Welcome to the 7th episode of the High School Business and Personal Finance Teachers Podcast. Stay tuned for our interview with Jackie Evola and Julie Zalla from West Bloomfield High School in West Bloomfield, Michigan. Stay tuned for the interview. Virtual business simulations are the leading cloud-based educational simulations for teaching business, personal finance, and marketing at the high school level. There are currently 8 different virtual business simulations available: retail, hotel, restaurant, management, personal finance, accounting, sports and entertainment marketing, and fashion. Virtual business simulations are used in 1/3 of the high schools in the U.S. You can learn more about virtual business simulations at www.knowledgematters.com. Welcome to the 7th episode of the High School Business and Personal Finance Teachers Podcast, brought to you by Knowledge Matters. Today, I'm talking with Jackie Evola and Julie Zalla from West Bloomfield High School in West Bloomfield, Michigan. Jackie and Julie, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So what classes do you currently teach?
I teach marketing, sports marketing, and fashion.
And I teach accounting, marketing, advanced marketing, and advanced placement, macro and microeconomics.
And how did you both get started in your teaching careers?
I started out about 20, actually, I think it was about 21st years here at the high school, but she started before I did in teaching. And I worked in retail for about 10 years, starting in high school. I went to the high school at the same place where I'm teaching. And I worked in retail as a buyer and a store manager and doing different things after college. And then I decided that I wanted to go back and teach what I loved.
And I got my business degree in hotel restaurant management, and I managed restaurants for several years. And I really liked working with the young people, especially I worked at a restaurant. I managed a restaurant near Michigan State, and I had a whole bunch of young kids and young college students working for me. And that was the funnest part. So I decided to go back to school and become a teacher.
Great. So what's a typical school day like for you, or is there a typical day?
I don't think there's a typical day for either of us. Because I think the way we've structured our program is that we really kind of individualize a lot of what we do for our students. We give our students a lot of options in our classes where, besides what we do in a regular curriculum, they get to choose a path that they're most interested in. So some of our students choose to take what they're learning in the classroom and do a written project for Deca. Some of our students will choose to do the virtual business route through Knowledge Matters. Some of our students will do a Deca role play, and then some of our students choose to not do the Deca route, and they want to learn more about it doing a traditional route in the classroom.
Yep. So we just tagline off each other, and we promote the heck out of Deca. We love Deca, and our high school has over 200 members in Deca.
So tell me about Deca. Has it always been that strong at your school, or was that something that you got started, and how have you grown it over the years?
I actually participated in Deca here at the same high school when I was here, and it was always a really big program. It's been around since 1973 here at the high school, but I would say about 5 years ago was really when we saw the big change, and that actually a lot of it had to do with bringing Knowledge Matters and really making it part of our curriculum in our classes. And that was, we had a group of students that graduated just this past year that were really excited because we had gone to ICDC and they had seen one of our groups playing that had ended up coming in 3rd place that year. And they really wanted to take part in learning how to do the simulations. And they were so excited about it that the entire class got really into it. And it really boosted our membership. And now at this point, which is just 5 years later, we are doing every simulation in all of our classes except for restaurant. And all the kids talk about it, and it's really increased our numbers.
That's
and
great.
Just a tagline to what she said, it's we're really fortunate being high school teachers, because we in business teachers and elective teachers, because we get these kids for more than one time. Matter of fact, they have taken all of our classes in the business department. So like if you're a history teacher, you get the student just once, you get them to know them just for 1 year. But Julie and I have had kids for 4 years. Taking my class 1 year, her class next year, because our requirement to be in Deca is that you have to be in a business class. It's not an outside club. It's a department club.
Great. And so tell me about the simulations. So how do you have them integrated into your curriculum outside of what you're doing for the virtual business challenges?
And for my classes, and I think it depends on which class it is, I actually take based on what my actual curriculum is. I will take the simulation that goes along with the chapter or the unit, and I will do that as like one of the culminating projects for that unit or chapter. And I'll require that my students do that, and we make it into a fun event to kind of do. And sometimes I even have them challenge one another and compete against each other. So I took it and I put it into the existing curriculum that I was already doing, and then allowing certain students that really enjoy it to delve deeper into it and spend more time with it.
In accounting, it really goes perfectly with what we're doing. The payroll's a little early, but it's a great intro to the accounting cycle. Each lesson.
And so with the virtual business challenge, is that something that your students are doing in class, after school, at home? What's kind of the process there for you? Because I know that you said that you're, that has really helped you grow your Deca chapter.
I think it depends on the student. I will say that they do a lot of it is done in school. It's definitely something that they work on in class, because they get it to choose an option, whether they want to do virtual business, role play, a written project, or to work on independent study. It depends on which their interest level is. Obviously, those that do the competitions as they're going like right now, they put in a significant amount of effort outside of school. But traditionally, we require them to do it as part of our course program.
Yeah, in accounting, I require it, and also in advanced marketing, we do the retail.
But the competition's different.
Yeah,
right.
But I require all my kids to do the accounting competition, because it's in and out. It's not that long 12-day commitment.
Right. So stepping back from the simulations, I'm just curious, how do you design your curriculum overall? Do you use a textbook, or do you design your own lessons?
In our marketing classes, we do use a textbook. In fashion and sports, I do my own curriculum, and I take a little bit from here and there. You?
Yeah, I mean, accounting, you for sure we use a textbook, and marketing, a combination. We use the textbook, but we try to pull outside activities as well.
And I'm curious, have you found any projects outside of obviously the simulations that we were talking about? Have you found any projects or lessons that your students really respond to and that you come back to year after year?
Yes. I think that there's certain ones that we do come back to, the ones that are successful. A lot of the ones where they're working in groups or hands-on, or more creative projects where they get to see results at the end, they enjoy the most. And that either going just to teachers, Teachers for Teachers, or going to the websites, you can easily find those. And there's some really great resources and that you can find just by downloading them from there.
And also, we, just like all other schools, we have a really wonderful school store here, so they get exposure to working in the school store, and having it open and working cash register, doing some merchandising. So that's also their active learning as well.
Gotcha. And when you have new students who come into your classes, how much of a sense of business and marketing and accounting do most of them come in with? Or is this really kind of an education process for them, of learning these things for the first time?
You get, I think, a variety of different backgrounds. We have many students that are parents, own their own business, and so they've kind of grown up with it. And then we have students whose parents have absolutely nothing to do with business or marketing field whatsoever, and this is their first exposure to it. So you kind of get a little bit all over, because we have a very diverse group of students here. So you get a mixture of everything.
Yeah, and really interesting. This year, we have students doing the entrepreneurship promotion project, and so I guess their niche in that project is that they are highlighting students that have graduated from this high school and are now entrepreneurs. So we kind of did like a TED Talk, but they called it Entrepreneur
Next at WBHS.
Yeah, at WBHS. So we had about 8 students come back that are actually entrepreneurs now. And so I think this community is really has that entrepreneurial spirit. And so we're grateful for that. And we're grateful that our high school has not cut a lot of our business programs like other surrounding high schools. And we have kids I can think of several instances that have come to our high school because of our business program, because other neighboring high schools have cut their business classes.
And why has your school been able to get around that?
I think one of the big reasons is our Decca program, because we have a very strong Decca program. It happens to be the largest club here at our high school, is our Decca club here. Anywhere from 200 to 250 students are part of that, of our 1,800 student body. So it's the largest program. The students really enjoy it. It's probably the one that most of them get involved with, and it's a high interest level in it. And a lot of it has to do with the connections and the schools that are now putting the emphasis on Deca as something to look at high school, to move on into the business schools for many of the colleges here, like University of Michigan and getting into Michigan Ross and other places here.
And so if someone is listening who is a high school teacher and has a small Deca program, or is just starting to use some of the virtual business simulations, do you have any overall kind of tips or advice that you would offer them to use the simulations more, or to get their students excited about the virtual business challenges and Deca in general?
Marketing. I think that's really what it's about. Really and truly, I think one of the things that we've really strived at as a team over the past 5 years is really putting that effort into our social media.
Julie is the social media queen. Anybody want out there? You can hire her for a marketing position.
But it's a team effort. We all work in it, but really trying to put the word out there and to emphasize our students' strengths and to let them know what they're doing. And you have to advertise and promote what you're doing in your program to get the students to be part of it and compliment them on their strengths and their abilities and where it's going to take them. And I think one thing that we've learned in the past month is how much the students appreciate not just hearing about the students that are in school, but they really enjoy hearing about the students who have graduated and where this can take them and what they can accomplish by being part of Deca, by being part of virtual business. We had 2 of our students who are back-to-back first place winners in sports and entertainment marketing this past year and the year before. And the students just love to hear about it. They put in a lot of work and effort, and now they're in college, and it's pretty amazing. So we haven't had a lot of success with it, but the amount of work that put into it, they worked hard for it.
And your those simulations are they're the way this generation grew up. I love the papers, but the kids grew up playing these video games. Not that's what they're used to. That's what they're looking at. So I think they nab onto that. Mm-hmm. All those.
And I think the key thing is finding their interests and giving them choices, because not everybody wants to pursue the same thing. So as you bring on more, like I know that I saw that you're bringing in entrepreneurship for the fall. So I was excited for those students who maybe have an interest in pursuing, maybe having their own company or a business in the future. So allowing them to choose their passion, whether it is with virtual business or Deca or any of them, is really the way to build your program, because it could be that they want to go into law, the medicine, or anything, but there is an option within these programs to help them prepare for any of those careers.
Great. Well, again, I've been speaking with Jackie, Evola, and Julie Zalla from West Bloomfield High School in West Bloomfield, Michigan. And Jackie and Julie, thanks for doing this interview.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you.